Hey everybody. I was asked, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jamie Rutherford. I am now a Gold Ambassador. I was asked to come in here and kind of share with you guys three of my tips of what I think actually got me to going gold, as well as a little bit about my journey, a little bit about my story. I will try to keep this short and to the point. I am a very long talker, so that'll be interesting for me to do that. So I recently went gold like last week, and the three tips for what I believe actually got me there was really kind of refocusing on my team, really focusing on things that I could do to be able to reach out to them and focus on, just basically on my team. So my number one tip that I kind of refocused on, and if you hear my dog barking, it's just because we have the lawn guy left, so he might interrupt me a little bit. But so basically my number one suggestion would be to really build relationships with everyone on your team. For me, I only have levels 1 through 2. And so I don't have, and now levels 1 through 3, but really focusing on building those relationships. I am like the follow-up queen when it comes to my team. I'm constantly following up with them. I'm constantly building that relationship. A lot of them are my personal friends, but it was more or less reaching out and figuring out what each and everybody's goal was. Figuring out what they wanted out of Plexus, what they wanted out of the business, and kind of setting that up so that way I knew how much to bug them or how much not to bug them or how much to focus on them, and kind of just build that relationship up. Follow them on Facebook, talk to them about their kids, their family, their weekends, and really put that relationship in there to where they have that trust in you. And so I would always message, I always have this thing about messaging on Mondays and Fridays. Obviously, if you have a bigger team, that may be a little bit too much, but for me, it fits perfect just because I'm a yellow-red personality, so I'm like an equally orange. So I love and care about my team, but I also really want to motivate my team as well. So I poured into my level 1s. I poured into, especially into my runners, ones that are actively working, are sharing about the Plexus opportunity, the products and things like that. And I also, so I did my weekly check-ins and building that relationship with, with my team members. Those are my two ones. My third one was basically, I think, what actually helped me to really reach gold was coming up with a new concept of, as far as we have this concept of 3 in our business. 3 people, it always takes 3 people to actively grow your business, to reach silver. Following up with 3 people, it's always, you hear this concept of 3 everywhere you go, no matter what type of company you're in. And so I kind of try to figure out what my team needed. And a lot of it had to do with basically sticking with the products. Obviously the best product combination to start out with is obviously the Triplex combo. But what I found out is a lot of people don't want that. They're not prepared to give the Triplex 60 to 90 days. They're just not, and which is fine. The Triplex isn't for everybody. Obviously, we all know that, right? So I really had to focus on what it would take for each one of my team members to have 100 PV. And that consisted of 3 products. So a lot of times people, they don't want to take all these different pills. They don't want to do this. So I was really trying to figure out what I could actually, what I can incorporate or what I could do with my team. And so I came up with the concept of 3 products, which goes along with, 3, 3, 3, 3 all over the board. So coming up with 3 products where people can be consistent with that. And that seemed to work. Whether it's, obviously everybody loves their Slim, or most cases everybody loves their Slim. So you have the Slim, you have your ProBio 5, and then you have your other third product, which is either, I've suggested, the X Factor Plus for increasing your metabolism, Accelerator for, for weight loss, or adding in another one. Some people wanted to add in the chewables for their children. Things like that, to where every single month you stick to at least 3 products. No matter what they are, that should be what is on your convenience order, is always three products. And when I started doing that in August and coming up with that concept, it brought back an average, I think it actually brought back 8 people on my team that used to order, that fell off, because a lot of people fall off during the summertime. It's summer, people get busy, things happen. But coming up with that concept of sticking to 3 products and getting rid of that BioCleanse, not saying that everybody should do that, obviously, but for those who are just not happy with the Triplex combo, that's the concept that I came up with those people, and it's started bringing back a lot of people on my team, especially in my level 1s, to where they like the ProBio 5. Obviously, everybody needs a probiotic, and the pink drink, the Plexus Slim, and then just finding that other third product that people need or are consistent with, so suggesting those other different products like the Accelerator, the X Factor Plus, or the kids chewables. Those are type of things that I recommended, and that's the thing that I believe helped me reach gold, is refocusing on the power of 3, which we learn, like I said, all across the board, that power of 3. And it's true, especially when you're trying to come up with 100 PV. The Slim and one other product, it's not going to get you there. It's going to give you like 90 some PV, right? So you have to add in another product. So there's that concept of 3. And that's what I believe, honestly, helped me reach the rank of gold, was going to that. So, and that it worked. So a little bit about my story is I started the products in March of 2015. I was a mom. First of all, I'm a recovering addict. I am a mom of 5, and I am now recently a single mom of 5. So when I started in March of 2015, I was a breastfeeding mother who had all types of issues, ranging from PCOS, manic depression. I had anxiety, as well as just overall self-esteem issues. I was having, what really started it was the fact of I had a lot of like milk production issues, and it was affecting my depression and anxiety, because I felt like I was inadequate to take care of my child and breastfeed her, which out of all 5 of my kids, I have never been able to breastfeed any of my kids, and that was like my main focus, was being able to breastfeed my last child all the way to a year, just because with my other kids I wasn't able to past 4 months. Just my body wouldn't let me. And I was trying anything and everything to do that, with lactation cookies, with all types of tea, fenugreek, all these things that they always tell you to try. And what it was doing is it was making me gain all this weight back. I lost all my baby weight when I had my baby, and within 3 months I gained all 75 pounds of it back. So my depression went super downhill. I also suffer from a lot of, like I mentioned, female issues and things like that, but I also have an issue where I fall asleep. Like when I'm driving, or if I'm just sitting around, I would fall asleep. So I had a lot of energy issues, extreme chronic fatigue, as well as I have chronic pain issues, fibro, and a couple other joint stuff that goes on in my back. So for me, I was drinking a lot of, energy drinks and coffee. My energy drink bill and my Scooters and Starbucks bill every month was like $320 to $275, somewhere ranging around there. So it was pretty insane. And that was every day. As well as I was taking, for my daily migraines, I was taking a whole bunch of ibuprofens and Tylenol and things like that every single day. And I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. I wanted dramatically to lose the weight that I had gained, as well as I didn't want the headaches, and I didn't want any of those things to affect my, my ability to produce breast milk effectively. And I did not want to go back on to medications, even though my doctor wanted me to. I honestly didn't want to. When I was shown the products by my mom, I was very skeptical. I am a nutritionist, to where I had that green personality, even though that's not one of my stronger traits. But I was just very skeptical because at the time I was breastfeeding. And I didn't want anything nasty to go into my breast milk down into my child. So I started very slowly. I think I started the products in March. I held on to the triplex and I stared at it every single day for probably a month, while I was doing just the pink drink. And I noticed within like my first week that I didn't fall asleep on my way to work. At the time I had a job before I got laid off. I was a supervisor, so I worked a lot of hours, and I had to be on my toes all the time. And within my first, I think it was my third day, I noticed that I didn't fall asleep on my way to work, and I didn't need to stop and get coffee on my way to work. And for me, that was huge. What really made me notice it is one of my employees was like, "Where's your coffee?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I didn't even stop and grab one. Nice." And then I started, firmly starting to believe in it. And by 7 days, I was hooked on the pink drink. I didn't have time to do all the other stuff. And I didn't, think about the ProBio 5 or BioCleanse. Like, I just really honestly loved the pink drink. The taste of it, everything. And so I started to, like I said, that green personality part of me came out, to where I was really starting to research everything, which I kind of kick myself in the butt now for not sharing about it sooner, just because I would be a lot further in my journey than I obviously am now. But it took me about a year until I really started noticing things in, people going on these trips, and people, ranking to silver, people getting customers and things like that. I didn't really, start sharing about it probably until about a year, until around Christmas time of 2015. Then everybody was going to Super Saturday, and then I saw everybody going to convention in 2016. I'm like, oh, nice. I think I could probably do this. Like, I want to go silver. I could use some extra money. And then I was laid off from my job, so it was kind of like I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. But I was still kind of skeptical, so I started watching a lot of testimonies. And I didn't actually go silver until November of 2016. So it was a good year and a half before I actually went silver. I was in a position and I was in a relationship that really was kind of controlling, to where I didn't have that belief in myself that I could have a team, or that I had the time to even coach a team, or I didn't even know what it was like to even have a team. You know what I mean? I knew I watched all these great leaders and everything, doing stuff with their teams and doing all these different trainings, and really started getting into a lot of training challenges with Lindsay and Emily to help build my belief up, to help build my belief in the company, my belief in the products, up to where I knew that I would be able to start forming a team. Then I reached out and I became silver within, I think it was probably about 5 months. And you know, it was my best friends that actually got started with me. Only 2 of those 3 people are, you know, still active, which is fine. And then I started 2017, so earlier this year, in January, I really drew that line in the sand to where I wanted to be, I wanted to continue being a stay-at-home mom. That's when I actually got separated from my, you know, significant other for better reasons, to where I wasn't being controlled anymore. My self-esteem was going back up to where I knew I could be a team leader. I knew that I wanted the Plexus business because I don't want to go back to working. I just absolutely don't. This is the first time I've been able to be a stay-at-home mom to where it's like, I love it. I love being able to stay home with my kids. I love being able to do those fun things and, you know, have my daughters in dance and cheerleading and things like that. So that's kind of been my driving force. I've had a lot of turbulences in the last, you know, couple years to where I believe, honestly, my yellow personality has came out. The waking up in the morning and being able to better someone's life because of our products. The waking up with the belief that, you know, my life will get better, my kids' life will get better because of these products and this company is my driving force. You know, I wake up every day with the faith and the belief that I have in myself, that I have in the company, that I know that these products work, and that I want to share that with everybody. You know, I'm constantly reaching out to people. I am medication free after 2.5 years, and that's being off of pain medicines, anxiety medicines, depression medicines. I am able to focus a lot better. I have energy to where I can drive. Even long distances. We went on a trip to Kansas City and I stayed awake the whole entire 3 hours, which never would have been possible before. And I was actually able to drive on the way back, which never would have been possible before. I would have been falling asleep at the wheel. I'm able to keep up with my kids, even with my pain issues that I have with having fibro and things like that, my inflammation that was causing all of that, my daily headaches and everything. I mean, it's gone away to where I've never lost faith in these products, and I know that our compensation plan is amazing. I know that the products work. Being a nutritionist and really focusing on the products and what they do with our body has made me build that relationship with all of my customers that I have, which gives me my PV that I have every month, because I constantly build that relationship. I dig deep down and find out, you know, what each person is suffering from to where our products can help them the most. It almost took me a year from the time I went silver to go gold, and that's just, you know, I wanted to grow my team, but it's, you know, and I wanted to help everybody out, but it's finding that way of you know, keeping my team's belief in the products and the compensation plan, and just, you know, teaching them not to give up. You know, that was my strongest thing, is I'd get to these down points and it would be the belief in the products and the belief in the company, and watching all these diamond documentaries and watching people go on their amazing trips and their, you know, achieving all these bonuses that kept me going, and the belief that I could do it in myself. You know, I was just, I mean, and the belief in the products, I started seeing, even though like things were going right in my life, it was, I was still kind of skeptical, but I can tell you that honestly, I wish I would have started sharing about it within my first year. I would be so much farther right now if I probably would have done that. So if any of you are watching this, start sharing. Whether, even if you don't have your own testimony, share somebody else's. Share somebody else's financial testimony, or share somebody else's health testimony. You don't always have to have your own testimony to get somewhere in this business. When I reached out to my first 3 people, the only thing that I could really tell a huge difference in was the fact that I had energy and I wasn't falling asleep. I was able to get rid of my coffee habits, and I was able to stop drinking all my pop and soda. I didn't have like a huge weight loss, journey, even though I have lost 35 pounds. And I've gone from a size 11 down to a size 4. It still took me about 9 months, pretty consistently, but I stuck to the same products every month. And that for me was my Triplex and the X Factor. So that was really basically what I stuck with, is finding that consistency and posting every single day, messaging people every single day, and just never losing faith in yourself, never losing faith in the products. If you start losing faith in them, or you don't think that they're working, go watch a testimony, go read a testimony, go search YouTube, ask people within your team, message people and get that confirmation that you're helping people with their lives and things like that. Those are the things that really helped me stay focused in my journey, even through all my turbulences and the situations that I've had, even with my separation or my being controlled and things like that. It's really helped me to overcome all that, is just keeping that faith, and pouring into my team and loving on my team and watching all these amazing messages from my customers and things like that. So that's all I really have to share with you guys. I appreciate Lindsay asking me to come in here and share how I reached gold and a little bit about my story. If you guys have any questions, you can comment down below. I would love to answer any questions for you, or tell you more about my journey, because it goes a lot farther than just those few issues that I mentioned. I basically, I've had X, A, B, all the way to Z, and now maybe have A, so continuously, follow up with people on your team. Stick to that concept of 3 products at least every single month, to help you reach 100 PV. It helps you stay active. It helps you be able to earn commissions, as well as it helps you and your team. Believing in that concept of 3. Which we hear all the time. So I hope you guys all have an awesome day. Thank you for allowing me to come in here and share my amazing journey with you. Sorry it was so long, but you guys have an awesome Monday.